I didn't really understand how many different committees there are and how much due diligence that the Grammys do in order to maintain the integrity of these awards.
I understand that the amount of submissions that have been coming in for Grammy consideration every year is growing and growing.
Well, it's an enormous task. Once we've vetted for the basic eligibility requirements, what we're left with is a huge mountain of recordings that still need to be sorted into their appropriate genre categories.
And it's really important that once music is submitted and accepted, that it does get judged and considered within its own peer group.
We have 24 different screening committees, we call them, and their job is really to sort, to listen through everything and to make sure that it's in the right category. Ultimately, we believe that every single entry has a home. Sometimes it's a little tricky figuring out which home is the right home for them. The main criteria for becoming a member of one of these committees is to be an expert in a particular genre. So it could be an artist, it could be a songwriter, it could be a producer, engineer, but this is one place where we let the non-creatives into it. It could be a publicist, an A&R executive, it could be a journalist, it could be a scholar, musicologist. We want them on that committee.
And when I walk into those rooms, I see the future, I see the past, I see the guys that are doing the most innovative stuff now, I see the people who have done the stuff that has inspired me the most in the past. So I think that the blend of the room, I think it's great.
And it's so important to have that mix of the brand new as well as the more seasoned professionals that have a different kind of perspective.
The definitions that we have for each of our genres, they're not static.
It's never easy to define a genre because the musicians are trying to change the elements constantly. It's the job of the musicians to erase the lines.
They're getting into song structure, chord structure, beats per minute, where the beat lands, what type of instrumentation is being used. All of the different technical elements that might help them to define the genre for that particular recording.
Even within the committee, there's always going to be different perspective to the exact same music.
These genre groups, they are meeting simultaneously. The reason they meet simultaneously is so that things that are maybe a little borderline can actually go back and forth on the same day.
I think that's a great thing. I think that if it has been mislabeled, really, it doesn't mean that it's not eligible. It absolutely should be walked across the hall.
Once the whole sorting part of the process is over, we can put together the entry list in an organized way. This is where everything has its home, everything is in the right place, everything is contextualized. This is where it leaves our hands. It goes out to the voters, they vote, and they determine the nominations.